Hello, we're going to do a quick mail call as a test run um, for some returns I got back yesterday, November the 6th. Picked out five, just random, but they're all pretty cool. The first return I got was from football great Jack Youngblood, 85 tops. He sent along the price list. It says one card for 15 bucks. I think I sent five. You took it. Now, as far as I'm concerned, if they charge and then you offer less, then they take it. That is a commercial transaction. And I don't feel bad about it. They can always just send it back or throw it in the trash. I just have negotiated a new price. And I suggest perhaps that's something you could also do if once you get into the hobby. But that's a neat one to have. I got this one from Canada. You'll notice the forever stamp, international forever stamp, um, that you need to use to send cards to Canada. This one came back from a player named Wendell Clark. Now, I'm not a hockey person. I just don't know much about hockey, except for the big names, Gretzky and Messier, Lindros, etc. But that's my dogs in the background. You're just going to hear them. I'm sorry. But Wendell, I sent five actually. I don't normally send five cards to players, but whenever I'm sending out of country, I normally will send four or five, simply because it costs a lot more to send an international mailer. So I try to get most bang for my buck. And according to the site that I use, Sports Card Forum, Mr. Clark is an eager and very generous signer, so I went ahead and sent the five. And one of them actually was pretty cool. It's a Maple Leaf card that he signed. And I'm going to see if I can get some more Maple Leafs to sign that as well. I like to collect the team cards, so pretty neat. Another one that I got from, I'm not sure where it was from, wherever James Bailey lives. I can't remember. This is a triple. We got finished it off. Alan Bristow, Mark Oberding, and James Bailey, early 80s tops, when they had like the three things you could punch out. I don't know if I really like that. I like the layout, but I do not like the fact that you can, with the corrugated edges. Nevertheless, none of these three guys charges. Um, they're all very good signers, very generous with their time. You can pick this card up on comc.com pretty cheap, buck and a half. Um, and it'll cost you six stamps, but in six envelopes, six letters, and about a month and a half to wait. But it's very, very cool to be able to hit the triple. Let's see what else I got here. Ah, yes. California Senate candidate for the Republican Party, Steve Garvey, also known as the 1974 Most Valuable Player in the National League. Um, Played for the Dodgers, played for the Padres, and this is one of my favorite ones. This is 76. I like the 76 All Stars, very colorful, a lot of neat graphics, neat bits on there. And Steve that usually does a pretty good signature. I think I probably sent $5 with this. Sometimes he'll do for free. Sometimes he'll ask for $5 a pop. I don't know what his political campaign is going to do. Maybe take him out of the TTM market for a while. I don't know, but uh, Steve generally is pretty good. And he's all over the area, the sets from 71 up through 87. If you're trying to collect Dodgers team cards or All Star cards or glossies, I mean, you can pick up Steve Garvey cards for practically nothing in the junk wax era, and it's a pretty cool thing to have. He's not a Hall of Famer, but he is a Hall of really, really good players. Um, last one. Oh, this is a good one. Did you know that I think it was 1972, along with the just the players and team cards, Topps Also had most valuable player, Cy Young, and World Series most valuable player cards. Like look like this. This is a reprint from a couple of years back. Um, so I'm getting this one. I'm collecting National League most valuable players. I'm assuming this probably also came from Steve Garvey, probably mailed at the same time because he's there at the bottom, but also George Foster and Andre Dawson have signed this. Dawson's a $10 guy. Foster is now also a $10 guy. We'll talk about whether he's worth that or not. Dawson absolutely is worth it as a Hall of Famer and a very, very generous signer. Quick, great signatures, top uh, top quality Sharpies. He always signs in a good spot. I can't say enough about the Hawk. I mean, I'm biased. I'm a fan from the 80s, but nevertheless, Dawson's good. But that's cool. I got some more folks I can fit on that card for National League Most Valuable Player. We'll need to go through and see who I want on there next. But okay, so there's that mail call. It's pretty quick, 5 minutes worth, 6 minutes worth. But also, every once in a while, I want to show off. Sorry for the nose. I just want to show off some of my favorite, just ones that I have that I've gotten over the years. I just picked these at random, but pretty, I like every one of them. This one here is a Prism. Dan Fouts. Dan Fouts was the player, my favorite player growing up. I loved the Chargers in the early '80s. Um, then signs for free. Signs multiple cards. Hall of Famer. And he's got so many good looking cards. The early ones in his career are kind of the dullest 75, 76, 77, 78s. They're not all great as far as just the way they look, but um, the 80s ones are great with really colorful uniforms. Um, I really like the 80, 81s. His 85s and his 86s are pretty great too, but he also has a lot of really good looking reprints or just new cards. If you can get him to sign one of these Chrome or Prism cards, he usually signs with pretty good ink that holds on to the card. They just shine, they sparkle. I really like those type for him. This one I just got the other day randomly. I sent this out months ago. This is Johnny Damon, a minor league card. I think this is the '95 minor league set when he was a Royals prospect. Johnny is a pretty good signer. I think he's uh, maybe just wrote a book or something. If players ever write books or have something for sale, they always end up being really good signers. I guess they think you're going to buy their book, and maybe you will. But he's also very hit or miss. Like I get the impression that Johnny has a big stack at home that he just dumps all his TTMs in, and then one day he sits down and just knocks them all out and drops them in the mail because they all seem to come in bunches when you look at the returns on sports card form. But that's a neat one to have. It's minor league. He also got it's pretty neat signature with good solid lines. I already said I was a Cub fan. My favorite player. I mean, it's got to be Ryan Sandberg. This is an '83 Topps rookie. I got this signed a couple years back through the mail. Ryan's a $10 guy. Again, a really good signer. Sometimes he's a little bit lax in how he returns his cards. I don't think he's ever sent one back inside of a card holder, card saver, top loader. He just dumps them in the envelope. Luckily, the fine workers at the post office don't let those things get damaged. They do. I'm always going to talk at the post office. They're fantastic. Um, and very rarely do I get something that comes back through the post that is messed up. Almost always, it happens sometimes. We're all human, but they're very good. But anyway, this Ryan Sandberg, $10. The card itself, being a rookie, I mean, a little more expensive. I'm not sure what it's going for on COMC or in your local card shop, but you can get a really good mint copy of that for a reasonable amount of money. Send it to Ryan for $10. He signs it. Uh, I suppose if you wanted to sell it, you could, but I just think they're fun to have, especially if, like me, he's your favorite player. And this next one's a fun one. This is a fun one. Um, Mork from Ork, his girlfriend, his actress named Pam Dauber. She starred as Mindy in that show. Um, I would, I have no reason to like or dislike Pam Dauber at all, but some of those late '70s shows, they all had a lot of them had card sets. Good Times, Battlestar Galactica, uh, Star Wars had a set, Grease had a set, Mork and Mindy had a set, uh, Indiana Jones, Magnum PI. If they've got a card and they sign, Pam is a great signer. She's signs for free, sends it back in a reasonable amount of time. It's always done well in a nice spot on the card where you can see it. This could have been a messed up one if she, written into the black star background, but she didn't. It's like she's a celebrity that's been doing this her whole life. But anyway, those are the cards, the mail call, and some of my personal collection. And that's my dog again in the background. But I just wanted to start off this channel with this very quick, simple video, and I hope that was enjoyable. Catch you next time. Thanks.